actually finally happened. I finally managed to get out in the field and wear the plate carrier, and I have got my thoughts for you. Before we did the unboxing and we had a little bit of a review thing of it out of the bag, but now I have played with it, I have worn it on my supple skin, and I have got a few thoughts of the new Novritsch Plate Carrier, and I feel like I want to share them with you. But before we get into that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit the big old subscribe button. There is tons of content coming. I literally have a load of videos ready to go, but I can't just put them all live in one go. They need to be staggered out and go out, you know, like in that kind of fashion. But so you don't miss them, make sure you've hit that subscribe button and you are subscribed, because you're not going to want to miss any of that content. And to everyone who is subscribed, thank you very much. And of course to all of my patrons too, thank you all very much as well. You all support me every single month, and I wouldn't be able to do this without you. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for your support. So this plate carrier, there's been quite a bit of a hubbub about it in recent times. A lot of people commenting about how it's like an expensive plate carrier. It's more expensive than other plate carriers out there, and people just not really, I guess, believing the hype, so to speak. Now, I managed to get hands-on with the plate carriers quite early when I went over to Austria and saw the guys at the Novritsch offices. They were all very lovely, by the way, so thank you for having me over. At that time, I must admit, I was quite hyped for it because it was a new shiny thing. It was quite different to other plate carriers I'd seen within the Airsoft scene, and also, to be fair, it's quite different to a lot of real steel carriers too. Before we get into the video, though, if you're interested in the Novritsch Plate Carrier at all, I do have a cheeky little referral link in the description below. So go click that link and check it out. I mean, this is specifically made for Airsoft. They've been very clear in all of their materials that this is like an Airsoft only piece of kit. And the great thing about that, because it's not trying to mimic a real life plate carrier, and it's not trying to, you know, incorporate any features or anything for real steel use, this has been like kind of condensed down fully to be ultra functional for Airsoft specifically. Now, I know that the price tag for this is a little bit higher than what you would expect for an Airsoft plate carrier, but I think that is probably because a lot of other Airsoft plate carriers just aren't that great. Now, in my initial review video for this, I did compare it to two other Airsoft plate carriers which I had. Granted, both of them were a lot cheaper than this plate carrier, but also both of them were nowhere near as good as this plate carrier as well. Like, if you have this on the table next to two other plate carriers, it's very easy to tell which one is the most expensive one, because this one is the most fanciest one. But anyway, I digress. Let's just get back into the details of what happened on the day when I went to play Airsoft. I haven't worn a plate carrier for absolutely ages. I'm really enjoying running a minimal kit, so just a belt, a few magazines on there, maybe a grenade and a pistol, depending on the site that I'm playing at and depending on what kind of game style I'm going for. So I have got very used to running minimal kit, nothing up here on the chest, and like I've said many times before, I am a sweaty Betty. I get so hot, it's really uncomfortable, to the point where whenever I play Airsoft now, sometimes even in wintertime too, I'll just wear shorts and a t-shirt because I get so bloody warm. Now, I understand that that is mostly because I'm quite unfit. So if you're unfit and you get really warm, then you may want to, you know, listen to the messages that I've got here for you. Anyway, we got there and I got the plate carrier out. I loaded it up with my mag pouches, put my magazines in there and whatnot, and I also put an upside down magazine pouch on the back with a speed loader so I could load my magazines up extra if I wanted to. Note, this only actually fell out once, and it was when I fell over. These pouches do hold upside down magazines quite well. Also, it's on the absolute minimum retention here of the elastic, so if you wanted to, you could really pull this out and have it even tighter and harder on there, and then at that point it probably wouldn't have fallen out at all. But at the minute, because they do quite clamp a lot, I kind of like have it all on the minimum, so yeah, I should have thought about that before. But that was very handy to have, very handy to have. And because it's upside down on that side, I literally just put my left arm down, pull it out, and then boom, we're good to go. Anyway, pouches aside, although I do really enjoy these pouches, they're very good, the plate carrier was actually so much better than I thought it was going to be. At no point throughout the game day was I like, oh, I'm too hot, oh, this is cumbersome, oh, it's getting in the way. Usually with plate carriers, I'm always very much aware that I'm wearing it, and I'm always like, oh, that's poking me, that's a little bit uncomfortable, oh, this is making me very warm. I was warm, but I wasn't like uncomfortably warm. So it shows that the venting in here is definitely, you know, doing business. Like you can see on here, there's like all of this mesh through here. There's a lot of holes for that air to kind of like go through to cool you down and get all that hot air away from you. I didn't on the day use the quick release kind of like front panel thing. Again, this isn't an official Novritsch one because that one hasn't released yet. That's going to be releasing later on in the year. This is actually made by a company called Viper. I can't remember the exact one it is, but if you put like Viper front Molly Velcro panel in Amazon, then this should pop up and then you can get that. Hopefully you can color match it as well. The green one goes quite well with the Novritsch green too. So yeah, I didn't have to swap this panel out because I was literally only running my M4 on the day with this, but you know what? The panel held up really nicely. The Velcro was solid. It didn't move anywhere. So that leads me to assume that the official Novritsch ones, when they come out, are going to perform pretty much in the exact same light. So I'm looking forward to that. The shoulder straps were super comfortable. Again, I didn't feel any discomfort on my shoulders at all when running on the day. Nothing was poking me or prodding me anywhere. That was like for frustration. And I must say, these clips are bloody brilliant. Seriously, the fact that you can just go like, to take this thing off, it's such a dream. Seriously, like usually with my plate carriers, when you get back, you need to like lift up the front panel bit, unvelcro, and then you're kind of taking it off. And then when you want to put it on again, you need to try and make sure that you Velcro it in just the right place, because if you don't, the fitting is off and then it feels uncomfortable, and again, things can then poke you. Or maybe that's just me with my old plate carriers. Do any of your plate carriers poke you in weird places? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're in the comments reading if other people get poked by their plate carriers, if you haven't clicked the subscribe button yet, click the subscribe button. This is top tier quality content here. I'm trying to make it anyway. I'm trying to. It was genuinely so nice to be able to just get back, take those bits off there, and then the plate carrier just opened up like a delicious sandwich and I could put it down on the table. Immediately after I took it off, I would then take the shoulder bit clips here, and then I would just magically put them together like that. So my plate carrier was then ready to go on, because then, you know, with the side bit off, you literally just head in, arm in like that, get the side a little bit there, and then boom. The magnet clip is just absolutely unreal. I couldn't get over how freaking cool it was and how easy it was to get this thing on, because the little magnety thing is just like fun. Like seriously, this little thing here, look, it just wants to go in there. It wants it so badly. And then, it just clips itself in and that's it. You're all ready to go. And yeah, it genuinely just really comfortable. I discovered something as well with this plate carrier, by the way. Let me show you what I discovered. This is a toy, by the way, YouTube. It's a toy. This is my SSR4, by the way. This is the setup that I was running on my game day. I thought I'd try the GoPro at the front there to give me a wider angle. I didn't really like it because it's quite big and bulky, so I think I am going to go back to the run cam. But I like to retest things every now and again, because if the footage looks really good, then it may be worth me being annoyed in the field from having a big bulky camera, so it looks good for you. Anyway, this is what I discovered. You can take your magazine, have it upside down though, because sites are always saying, make sure you got magazines out of your guns, which is a completely fair rule, but you could just pop your rifle onto the top of your upside down magazine, and then you can carry it like that. Isn't that just amazing? Literally, I was just walking back, you know, to the safe zone, just like this, and I was having a grand old time. I did then decide to carry like that, just to give it a bit more, you know, comfort, and also my arms holding the top of it, they were just kind of like chill and relax. So yeah, that is a new top tip. This is actually as well a bit of a testament to the Velcro and the pouches as well, like the fact that I can just kind of do that. Like the pouch is moving forward a little bit, and from here I can see the Velcro like kind of panel is moving forward, but when you come back up here, everything is just normal and where it's supposed to be. With my old plate carrier, I did run it with a single point sling as well, because it was just nice not having to carry my rifle to and from the airsoft site. But then after a while I was a bit like, I'm just carrying this thing on me, which is completely combat ineffective, and most likely it's just going to get in the way at some point. So I've completely removed that from my kit now, or I say I've completely removed it. It's still on my old plate carrier, but I haven't attached that to this at all. However, if I did want to reattach a single point harness or something like that, then the shoulder straps actually do open up like this in Velcro, so you can easily put your harness over here, over the shoulder paddy bit, and then just Velcro it back together again. With my other one, I had to like thread it through stuff and then cable tie it through stuff, and it was just an absolute nightmare. So if you did want to do anything extra like that, mounting slings, mounting harnesses, anything, it's already built into the plate carrier for you to do that. And that's just a really nice handy feature. And again, the shoulder bits here, they have got a lot of padding inside there already. So even if you do put harnesses on there, have your rifle just hanging off as you would normally do when walking to and from the game zone, it's still going to be comfortable. Nothing's going to be digging into your shoulders and causing you pains and taking your attention away from what you should be focusing on, which is the enemy team. Another part of the plate carrier I really liked, which I wasn't really sure of how it was going to work out, was the side molly panels here. Now on my other plate carriers in the past, I've not had the full side molly panel. Instead, I've just kind of like had 3, I think, molly straps going across, and then you would attach your extra pouches to that. But on here, these magazines never got in the way of my arms. And I'm quite flaily when I'm playing Airsoft. I like to jump on the floor, like roll around and whatnot, and usually with my other plate carrier, these magazines poke me in the arms, prop me in my arms, and make me feel like I've got less range of motion, which then makes me think about where my arms are positioned more often than not. And then I'm, you know, thinking about the enemy less when I'm out in the field and where I'm going to go and who I'm going to shoot. So I don't know how they've done it, but I feel like I'm able to mount my pouches slightly lower, maybe, on this Molly panel. You've definitely got a lot more options on there for where you mount your pouches. But because of that, yeah, it was just so comfortable. It was a null factor for me. At no point did I think, like when I put the plate carrier on for the first time and when I was testing putting the pouches on, I put it on, move my arms around and feel if I could feel anything, and I couldn't, which was great. But then when I got into the field, at no point did I think about, ooh, I need to be careful about my arm movement because I'm going to touch my arms on this magazine and then that's going to be like annoying and frustrating. Never happened, not once. And that's something which I do bloody love. Now, some things that I get, I'll do a video and then it sits in the cupboard and then it never comes out again. And that's just because it doesn't fit my play style, or it's just not something that I'm really looking to use at that point in time. With this plate carrier though, I do foresee this coming out into the field with me again and again and again. I'm also tempted to try and pair it with my battle belt, because on here, I don't really feel like there's a place at the moment for me to mount my pistol. And there were a couple of moments at the weekend when I was playing where I would have actually really enjoyed having a pistol, because there was a point where I was sat like behind this bunker and there was people inside it and I didn't really have the range of motion with the rifle to get up and quickly take them out. So having a pistol at that point in time would have been extremely handy. Also, in terms of customization, you've got these elastic tubey bits here. So I imagine if you wanted to put some kind of like backpack on with like a drinky bottle thing in it, I can't remember what the official term for that is. You can have the tube kind of like holding it down in like these bits here, or if you have like a radio here, you can have your wires going up through those tubey bits. So I feel like they've thought of everything with this plate carrier. So far, there's only one feature about it which I've seen with other plate carriers, which I would love to have seen in this, and that is a little front top Velcro pouch bit here. When I play Airsoft these days, I always take my phone with me because I just don't want to leave it in the safe zone. And historically, when I've worn a plate carrier, I've always put my phone in a top kind of like pouch in here. This plate carrier doesn't have that, which is a little bit of a shame, but I guess they've opted to not have that to make sure the ventilation everywhere on the carrier is still, you know, well ventilated. So that's something for me to have a little bit of a think about to see if I can mount my phone somewhere else on here, or if I get like a Velcro like little pocket pouch thing here, like a small Velcro admin pouch or a small Molly admin pouch, put that on the top and then I can put my phone and whatnot in there as well. It's okay having it in my pocket, but I'm just always scared that I'm gonna like run, trip, fall over, land on a log with my phone right in the middle, and then it's gonna banana it and then boom, that's my phone gone. But apart from this lacking that one feature, I must say that I'm not converted back to wearing plate carriers, but I know now that if I do want to wear a plate carrier, I have got one open to me. I'm looking at going to more battle sims and more mil sim events, things like that, where plate carriers will fit in more with the genre of the game mode that I'm playing. I'm still a little bit unsure about plate carriers versus belts because, you know, I've got 5 magazines on here, 6 if you include the speed loader, and on a belt I can have the same amount of mag pouches on me and just be wearing a lot less stuff. But then I guess it's horses for courses, really. The belt is great for more built up CQB, but if you're expecting yourself to be kind of crawling on the floor or trying to go through trees and bushes and stuff, it's not really that great because it's really easy for things to get hooked on stuff and then you're just stuck in the woods with your magazine caught on a branch. With the plate carrier though, everything is much more closer to you, and if you are pushing through trees and going through a forest, it's harder for things to get caught on these magazines. And that for me is, you know, a pretty big deal because I do like to go through trees and bushes and stuff quite a bit when I play. Granted, I know it's probably not the most combat effective thing to do, but it's how I enjoy playing the game. And look at this, I just can't get over this. It's so good. It literally pulls both sides of it together. Oh, it's great. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching it all. Make sure you hit that big old subscribe button because it's clear you enjoy the content and there's much more of it to come. Big thanks again to Novritsch for sending me the plate carrier. If you're thinking about getting one yourself, I do have my little referral link, which is just in the description below. So click that and go check out all of the stuff on the website. I get a little bit of a kickback and it helps to support the channel. So if you do click it, thank you very much. If you're feeling really generous, you could also bookmark my referral link, so then every time you look at the Novritsch website, then I get a little bit of a support there. Thank you, you're an angel. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. Remember to call your hits and stay fresh.